My name is Pat Kelly. I'm 27 years old right now, and through my 20s, I've been through a heck of a roller coaster. I've been lost, depressed, fulfilled, happy, lost, depressed again. Now I'm fulfilled, happy, on the way back up. If you're around 25 in your 20s and you're feeling lost, directionless, like you have no purpose, your weight's not where you want it to be, your life's not where you want it to be, watch this video. I'm going to talk about my story, and then I'm going to show you how to find purpose, how to find direction, and to finally feel fulfilled in your life. Let's get into it. What I would do if I was in my 20s, overweight, with no direction. Let's just dive in here, fellas. Now, first off, who is this guy? Who am I? Who is this stranger online telling me what to do? Well, let me show you. Okay, 21 to 22 years old. I just graduated college. I looked like this. I was hitting my dab pen. I was smoking a lot of weed. I was door dashing, playing video games. Didn't have a purpose. I basically was the normal, fresh out of college kid who went to school for 4 years. Didn't really know what he wanted to do in those 4 years. I had a sports marketing degree just because I like sports, not because it's what I wanted to do. And I just kind of felt lost in life for sure. I just didn't have a direction. Needed to make money though, so I was just DoorDash and didn't want to get a real job in limbo, basically. And then fast forward to age 23, I, you know, well, first of all, before in between these two, the transformation, family issues. My dad left my family. He didn't die. He just walked out on the family. I'm the oldest of four. I'm the oldest of four. So I had to basically step into like a father figure, role model figure. And I looked in the mirror right here and I was like, this is not who I need to be, who my family deserves. So I got a program. I started tracking my calories, protein, got a new job. And really this is 10 months difference, but in 10 months, I look like this. I transformed my body, my physique. That's the most important part because it wasn't really there in the mindset yet. But I added discipline to my life. Got a new job, still smoking weed. Some weeks I worked 7 days in this job. It was a very taxing job. It was a sales job. I was working as for a wrestling company selling wrestling gear. Still playing video games. Didn't have any fulfillment though because I was living someone else's life. I had the physique. I was disciplined, but I knew there was more. I was happier though. I was way better off than feeling lost in this guy right here. So fast forward to 24, I worked that job for over a year, and eventually I just kind of got bored, sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, going through the motions. So I quit that job, and me and my buddy, my best friend, moved across the country from Pennsylvania to Arizona. Okay, and right before that, I started posting on social media before I left or right after I left the job because, well, to be honest, I left the job for crypto. I thought I was gonna get rich off crypto. I was like, I don't need this job anymore. Lost 10K in crypto, and then I was like, shit. Well, I need a new job now, and I don't want to stay here. So I said it's time for a change. So I moved across the country, got a new job in Arizona, Phoenix, and I also started posting on social media. And in this time frame, and as a 24-year-old, I grew over 200,000 YouTube subscribers, and I was still smoking weed. Weed was legal in Arizona. I'm still playing a lot of video games, but I thought this was my calling. Like I started blowing up a little bit. I was getting some traction on social media. Started making some money off of there. I liked my job. I really enjoyed my time there, and I was really like on the up and up, to be honest. And I was there for a year, and then 25. So moved back home for content. So I went from Arizona back to Pennsylvania because, well, I wasn't making enough money to live off of social media yet and like pay rent and stuff. So, and to be honest, I didn't want a job anymore. And I thought like I was just going to take off. This is it. So I moved back home to just do content. So I didn't have to pay rent. I could just do content, not get a job. So I went full time into social media. Still blown up though. I grew over 500,000 YouTube subscribers in this year. 100,000 on TikTok. I'm over 30K on Instagram. No job. This is my first like entrepreneur, business minded, doing my own thing. It's all on me to make the money, which I like the pressure. There's definitely a different kind of pressure, but it definitely drives you to be the best version of yourself. Still kind of smoking weed. My mom not a big weed person, if you have a mom like that. So I did it sometimes, but not really. But I was blowing up. Like I was going through periods of, I went through like To the Lab. If you've one of my old viewers, like To the Lab videos where I was posting one every day. I was getting like 100,000 views in like an hour, millions of views. I made like $13,000 my biggest month, and I thought I was like, oh, this is it. This is freaking it. I'm taking off. But at the same time, making these videos, I was getting more and more like hating the process. Like my buddy I filmed them with, Nick, my best friend who I moved to Arizona with, we were still making them together. We moved back together, and he started hating it. We started fighting every video on the behind the scenes. We were still getting a lot of views, but it wasn't this. We both weren't really enjoying the process anymore. It was like a job, and we were coworkers instead of friends, enjoying ourselves and having fun like we started. So I started feeling unfulfilled, even though I was making money and making a lot of views and getting a lot of attention. But then I fell off. Okay, at 26, a year later, fell off. I felt like I was selling my soul for views, just trying to, not really finding my own videos funny, just cringing when I watched my own videos. But I knew if I said certain things in certain ways, I would get views. And I felt like I was selling my soul for views just for the money. I wasn't doing it for fun anymore. I had to do it, and it was just terrible situation. So I stopped posting altogether, living off my savings because I still didn't get a job. I was at home with my mom, still living at home with my mom. And this is probably the most depressed and lost I've ever felt in my life. Like after college, definitely felt a little lost, but it didn't really last too long because honestly, thankfully, my dad left my family and it kind of lit a fire under my ass. If that didn't happen, I probably would have got more depressed or lost. But at this point, because I finally thought I found that thing that was going to take me and I was going to do the rest of my life and make comedy skits and just keep blowing up. And it turned out to not be fulfilling for me and not something that I wanted to do mainly. And so I just kind of like fell off of that, got depressed, got lost, got really deep, dark into my head. Like this is the first time I ever felt depression, and it's definitely real. But really, it's because I stopped taking action, which I'll get to. Okay, but then fast forward a couple months, a year later, I'm at 27, where I'm at now, and I basically got tired of this feeling lost, depressed feeling, and making no money. And I was like, okay, like savings are running out. I got to do something. Got a high ticket closing job. Started high ticket closing, which is like completely remote. You make your own schedule. Basically, people hop on Zoom calls and you you close them on something that they need, right? You sell them something. Now, at this time, I was able to, you can make a lot of money doing this. So I saved up a good amount of money. Nick, also, my buddy who's been with me in the videos, was doing sales as well. We were doing the same thing. We had the same job. And we saved up. Then we moved out with our brothers. So me and my little brother, and then him and his little brother, all moved out to Austin, Texas. We got an Airbnb. And so right now we're Airbnb hopping. We were in Austin, Texas for 4 months. Now we're in Florida for 6 months. And I started posting again in Austin, Texas, first time in a while. I streamed a little bit, and I posted like on a different channel, but that was it. But I started posting again on my main channel or my Instagram, and I always felt the urge, even when I was feeling lost, right here, fell off. I always felt the urge to be myself and talk to the camera and be more personal brand and not just make skits, but show other parts of me. And I was afraid. I'm not gonna lie, I was afraid. It's not easy to be real with the camera and to like put yourself out there. And I was afraid. I've always been like a shy, or I always used to be like a shy, introverted, hate hate to be vulnerable kid, and it was really hard for me. But I started posting again in Austin, Texas, because I want to be a fitness coach. I want to help people. I want to help people change their lives, like I have gone through a lot, and I feel like I can help a lot of people in that same position. So I became a fitness coach. I started posting just myself talking, and up to this point, that was like a couple months ago. Now I'm posting a ton, feeling a lot more comfortable, finally feeling fulfilled. I have a client who's killing it, and I feel so good about it. Helping other people change their life, it just feels amazing, and it's way better than trying to just say funny things and sell your soul for views and only get paid for views, right? Because now I get paid to help people change their lives. And I also found God in this time. I've always been religious, and like I always went to like religion class and everything like that, but it was because I had to. not because I wanted to. Now I go to church, I read the Bible because I want to, and because finding God, having faith, has completely helped me just live my life to the fullest. So, what I would do if I was in my 20s, overweight with no direction. Here is a step by step. If you're in a similar position as I was right here, or when I was right here, I'm going to help you get out of it. Because the first step you got to take is discipline. Okay? Discipline. Train your mind. Mindset is key. Discipline is destiny. Start reading books. Ryan Holiday has great books. Stoicism is a great philosophy to live by. It'll help you live your life, but delay gratification. Okay, delayed gratification is huge. Do stop, you know, scrolling, stop eating junk, stop chasing all this dopamine, and add discipline to your life. That'll make you feel better about you, who you are. That'll start building momentum. Okay, reflect. Okay, reflect on your life. If you're lost, if you're not feeling fulfilled, if you're directionless right now, overweight, not where you want to be, reflect on it. Why did you get here? Why are you here? And where do you want to go? Who do you want to be? And who do you want to be with? Right? Reflect on all these things. Write them down. Write in a journal. Write journal. Just journal your thoughts. Brain dump on the paper. Just write pages and pages and pages and pages. During that big lost depressed time, I got a book called The Artist's Way, which is a great book if you're in a similar situation. But that artist recommends author. I'm sorry. She recommends you write every morning 3 pages in a notebook of just straight thoughts, just through my pen, but straight thoughts, straight just brain dump. You don't have to try to write anything, just write what comes to mind. Just keep writing. And the more you write, the more you get it out, the more you get deeper and deeper down to the problem. And that really helped me reflect and find out who I was, what I wanted to be. You don't know how many times I've journaled about still making comedy skits, going off on my, talking to the camera, being myself. Really though, I was just afraid. I was afraid to be myself on camera, and I was putting it off, procrastinating. Yeah. And then once you reflect and you find out what you want to do, set goals. Okay, have goals. You don't have to have like super giant goals, but decent sized goals that are not too small, not too big. And then build a plan. Have a plan that you think will help you execute and achieve these goals in a certain time frame. And maybe, it doesn't have to be a perfect plan, because what you'll find out is no one can see the future. You don't know what you actually want until you actually start doing it. You're like, yeah, I love this. So your goals are going to change, your plan's going to change, everything's going to change. But the biggest thing you can do is just set the goals, build a plan, start taking action on what you think, because no one actually knows what they want until they get there. And then as you take action, you're going to find it. You're going to stumble on it. So morning, easy ways to get discipline in: morning and night routine. Cut out the bullshit scrolling. At least set a timer on your social media app so you're not scrolling too much and just gooning. But also junk food, bad toxic people in your life, just anything you do that's not benefiting you. And read a book called Atomic Habits. That's an amazing book. He says to make a list from the moment you wake up, the second you wake up to the second you go to bed, of everything you do in a day, and look back at that. And if any of these activities are not serving you, replace them with a good habit. Change your bad habits from good habits. Once you replace bad habits with good habits, that compounds over time. You're not going to notice a difference in a day, in a week, but months, years, that compounds to a totally different person. Habits are key. Your daily habits dictate your life. Okay, but read that book. Highly recommend it. And set non-negotiables, right? You have your goals. You have needle-moving activities that you know you need to do on a daily basis to get there. Those are your non-negotiables. You do them every single day, you know you're going to get to where you want to be. And then take action. Like I said, that's the most important thing. You can plan all you want, prepare, but that's just procrastination at the end of the day, because you can over-prepare, over-prep. Take action. The person who just takes action without prepping is going to get a lot farther than the person who preps a ton and then they're still scared to take action, right? Because action is the thing. Action is the thing that will actually move you. So what do you take action on? Great question. Let's start with fitness, okay? We're going to start with improving your body like I did, because that's a great way. It's the easiest way and great way to build momentum, because all you got to do is eat healthy and work out. Go to the gym, get a program. Find out what you need to be, whatever your physique goals are. If you want to bulk, if you want to cut, if you want to get lean, if you want to build muscle, don't get lean if you don't have a lot of muscle mass. You're not going to look good. Okay, but whatever you want to do it. Look it up online, get a mentor, get a coach, whatever. I can help you. DM me if you need help, or you can even book a call in the description below. But eat healthy, work out, 10K steps a day. 10K steps a day, not just to help you stay lean, but mentally walking with no phone, no music, nothing, just you and your thoughts will go a long way. Okay, that does a lot for you. So track calories and protein, focus on compound lifts like incline bench, barbell bench, overhead shoulder press, Bulgarian split squats, squats, weighted pull ups, weighted chin ups, all that stuff. All those workouts are compound lifts. And what that means is they hit multiple muscle groups. Therefore, when you get stronger in them, you're growing multiple muscle groups. And you want to progressively overload them on a week by week basis over every 2 weeks so that you are getting stronger, you're getting bigger. Okay. Animal based diet. I've started this like this year really, but this has changed my life because I'm cutting for the fourth time. And the last 3 times I've eaten mainly carbs. And I've gotten shredded. It's worked, but I've been starving. And it was a lot harder to cut now that I'm eating way more meat, I'm eating way more ground beef, I'm eating way more fats, eggs, everything like that. Not as many carbs. I feel satiated. I'm full. I feel good. I'm maintaining way more muscle. I'm not losing much strength like I used to. Completely changed my whole life. Animal based diet, in my opinion, is the way to go. I also feel better, feel clearer, less brain fog, more energy. No carbs. If you lack energy, and that's one of your biggest things, is like you crash midday, stop eating carbs in the morning and in the afternoon. Only eat them at night. You produce more serotonin when you eat carbs, and that'll help you sleep at night. But also, that's why you're crashing, man. You're spiking your insulin, then it's crashing, and then you're crashing. Okay, so intermittent fast as well. I think that just helps with discipline. That helps with staying lean. That helps with a lot of things. So change your environment is number two. Okay, you got to change your environment. If you're feeling lost, directionless, it's probably because you're in a spot where you've been for a long time, and it's like you need a mindset change. You need a change. Okay, and this just a change. Like when I went to Arizona, that alone just built so much momentum in my life. All of a sudden, I was scared to post in the gym. Like I was making videos like at home, but I was scared to post in the gym there. All of a sudden, I start posting in the gym because I'm like, build momentum. When you do giant things in your life, it creates like a wave, and it just keeps pushing you that much farther. So change your environment, change your job, start a business, relocate, change your relationships, who the people you're around, because the people you're around highly influence your life. Okay, I basically, now that I'm living with my best friend and then our two brothers, we're all on the same path. We're all entrepreneurs. We all want our own business. We all are doing our own thing, and that drives us all to work harder. If someone makes a lot of money one month, we got to make more, and it just drives us all. We're all like-minded individuals on a similar path, and it helps us drive us all instead of being at home with my mom where she's just not in the same boat. I love her to death. She's just not in that mindset, right? So get a new job, start a business, relocate, get with like-minded people. Okay, change your wardrobe. This is a big thing that I never used to do, but getting a new wardrobe, man, is going to improve your confidence. It's going to help you not feel like a bum. It's just going to it's like a fresh refresher, right? Like, because if you're like me, I used to wear this. I used to have the same clothes for years. Man, I would just wear the same clothes I've been wearing for the last 3, 4 years. I just kept wearing them. And that's like, I was the same guy because I was looking the same, feeling the same. And, I didn't really have any nice clothes either. Buy yourself nice shit. You deserve it. You deserve it, man. You deserve nice shit, and you deserve to look how you want to look, and to, get a good haircut, get a good beard trim, take care of yourself, buy teeth whitening strips, all that stuff, man. Like, take care of your look, because that's going to improve your confidence. You're going to feel better, completely change who you are in general. And then, let's see, find God is number three. Okay? Find God, and sorry about my roommate, but find God. God has really helped me. Like I said, it was really this year that I found God, but that's really gotten me far in life. Or not far in life, but really grounded me. And having faith in a higher power, knowing that I'm not alone, knowing that Jesus died for my sins, knowing that God, everything is in God's plan,
and that I don't have to worry. I don't have to feel guilty. I don't have to stress about anything because whatever happens is meant to happen. It's God's plan. It'll all work out in the end. Really, just that mindset alone allows you to it's easier to relocate, and because you moving across the country is not easy, man. I had a best friend, but if you're about to do it alone, it's not easy. But when you have faith in a higher power, trust in God, man, it's a lot easier. Not still not easy, but it's a lot easier. You know you're doing the right thing. So connect with the higher power. I'm Christian. I'm Catholic. I'm not saying you have to be that, but God, in whatever sense you want to believe in, the universe, whatever, believe, have faith. Okay, build faith in a higher power, something other than you, bigger than you, and give all praise, give all glory to God because everything is done through Him, not you. Read the Bible, go to church, meditate, walk alone in nature, pray. I've been meditating for like 8 years. I used to have really bad social anxiety in high school, middle school, college, and one of the first things I started doing was meditating. That helped. 100% helps. It's not a quick fix though. Not a quick fix. If just a quick tip for social anxiety people, if you have social anxiety and you're sick and tired of having social anxiety like I was, you just got to start talking to people. Start talking to people. Senior year of college, I made it a point to, I was tired of being socially anxious and awkward and all this stuff. I made it a point to to say hi to people, talk to people whenever I can. I made it a point to go out of my way and talk to people. I made more friends senior year than I did the last 3 years in college because I just went out of my way, talked to people, and now I make videos on the internet, right? It doesn't seem like it in the moment, but you can come so far. You could be whoever you want to be. You just got to take action. You got to challenge yourself and take action and do the right things. But these three things all lead fitness, change your environment, and finding God all lead to your purpose as long as you keep taking action. Take it from me. I thought I found my purpose with the comedy skits, but it wasn't it. I thought finally fulfilled, but I was really just doing it for money. Didn't feel good about it. Selling my soul for views, saying whack shit on the internet wasn't wasn't making me feel good inside. And now then I got depressed, lost. That depression lost phase wouldn't have happened though if I just kept taking action. If I wasn't afraid to be myself on camera and I just started posting myself on camera and who I really was, that would have never happened. But I was afraid to do it and I stopped taking action. Therefore I got depressed. So if you're directionless, depressed, overweight, lost, take action. That is the biggest thing. If you're going to take anything from this video, take action. Because when you take action, no matter what it is, you don't, even if you're, no one knows, the path illuminates as you walk it. That's my favorite quote of all time because you're not going to know. That's the thing. You're not supposed to know the direction you want to go or what your purpose is. But that's why you just pick something you might think might be it and take action. Take action. No, that's not it. Okay, next thing, next thing, next thing, next thing, next thing, next thing, until finally you get there. And once you have purpose, once you feel fulfilled, that is when you're gonna start creating. You're gonna love your life, just feeling good, waking up every morning, praising God, and it feels so good, man. And like I said, I'm still on. Everyone's on the journey, right? Everyone's still on the journey. Everyone's constantly on the journey. But as long as you keep taking action and improving yourself and self developing yourself, mentally, physically, spiritually, there is no reason for you not to get out of the current funk you're in and completely change your life. So that's it. I hope this changed your life. By the way, I mentioned weed a lot in this. I still, I want to be 100% honest. I still smoke weed very, very occasionally. In Austin, Texas, I smoked a little bit more. I got to the point though of like alcohol and weed, like there really is no point. I have no desire to smoke weed anymore, and drinking, really, I can't stand being hungover. There really is no point. The sooner you figure that out, every once in a while, having balance, going out and having fun, that's okay, but don't do it too much, man. Don't. It just gets in the way, and you can kind of rationalize it, make it seem like it's not that bad, but it just gets in the way. The longer you're sober, and when you actually feel fulfilled and have a purpose, trust me, you're not gonna feel the urge to do that shit because it's just a distraction. So that's it. If you need help or if you have questions, DM me on Instagram. If you need help, if you're interested in one-on-one coaching, I have a link in the description below. But that's that. My life story in my 20s, and hopefully this helped. Okay, love you guys. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next video.